Welcome to the Moose's LZ Bar and Grill Weekend Wrap. Normally, we use this spot to highlight some of the storylines that occurred in sprint car racing around the country over the weekend. This week, we're going to shift gears a little bit and take a look at tonight's high limit sprint car series event at Eagle Raceway. Before we get into those storylines, don't forget to check out Moose's LZ Bar and Grill in Jonestown, PA for great food at a great price. I have to admit that it hurts not going to Eagle Raceway. This is one of the events I circled on the schedule to get to, and just the obligations made it impossible for me to leave home. So we'll be watching tonight on Flow Racing. Kyle Larson's where we're going to start, and it's no secret the NASCAR star is dominating the high limit sprint car series of late. He won at Wayne County a few weeks ago. He gets the win last week at Tri-City Speedway in Granite City, Illinois. This gives him a 37-point lead over Anthony Macri heading into tonight's race, and a 44-point lead over Rico Abreu, who's third. But it should be noted that Rico was leading the first race of the season at Lakeside Speedway, and a flat tire cost him $50,000 and a boatload of points that would have put him right with Larson in the standings. Now, it takes a lot to beat Kyle Larson, regardless of the venue. And I think it could be even more difficult at Eagle Raceway. The last time the 410s were at Eagle, Larson was in a backup number 17, came from 8th to 1st, passing Darren Pittman on the last lap to win a World of Outlaws series event. I don't know if that gives Larson an advantage or not. Like I said, he's good every time he gets in the car. It does, and Paul Silva certainly has the car fast, but it can't hurt. Either way, he is the favorite to win tonight and make it 3 straight, stretch his point lead, and add to his dominance over this series. What that means in the court of public opinion, that's anyone's guess. People weren't too happy, or there's been rumbles about him running the series and winning races. So we'll see how that plays out. If there's any guy who can beat Larson, it's Rico Abreu. He's also probably that 1A favorite. And I haven't hid the fact that that if I was doing rankings right now, he'd be my number 1 guy over Kyle Larson, depending on how many races run, and other criteria that we use to rank drivers. That being said, Abreu's been impressive all year. He's on a streak of 12 straight top 5 finishes, and he's doing it against competition from the World of Outlaws, the All-Stars, High Limit. In 23 races this year, has 4 wins. He has 14 top 5 finishes and 19 top 10s. That's pretty good and warrants the high praise that he is receiving. Of course, having Ricky Warner doesn't hurt the cause. And I also believe that the tires are right in Ricky's wheelhouse, and he kind of works with setups that he's used over the years with Donnie Schatz. This team is that good, and I can't wait to see how Abreu performs tonight at Eagle Raceway and throughout a summer that is littered with high-profile, big-money shows. For the Pennsylvania fans, Anthony Macri has been really good. And I have to admit that Rico Abreu's streak of 12 straight top 5 finishes is overshadowing a lot of drivers, including Macri. Anthony Macri has 10 straight top 5 finishes and has been in the top 5 13 of his last 14 races. He's the only blemish is a 15th place finish at Wayne County, where he was buried in the dust and kind of, believe it or not, took it easy during the main event. But during his string, Macri's beaten the World of Outlaws. He's beaten the All-Stars. He's won in Central Pennsylvania. More impressive is that he is the only driver in the country this season to win a World of Outlaws, All-Star, and High Limit event. What also is impressive about Macri is that he seems to be able to go to a new track and not lose a beat. No doubt, having crew chief Joe Mooney, who used to be with Casey Kane Racing, on the payroll helps. He has a lot of experience and seen a lot of these speedways. It also doesn't hurt that Charlie Garrett Motors are underneath that 39, and he can time in the top 5 anywhere in the country, regardless of where it is. And it will be interesting to see how Macri performs at another new track tonight in Eagle Raceway. We're going to address quick last week's heat race snafu. Look, I think that's in the rearview mirror now. I think we can put that behind us. I think in the high limit room this week, Larson indicated that he won't be stopping on the track anytime soon to make a call or interject in officiating calls. I expect a clean night at Eagle Raceway. I expect one of their most efficient nights at Eagle Raceway, which is they were really good at Tri-City last week. They rebounded at Lakeside after the Newman incident. I think tonight will be flawless. I don't think you'll have any problems, and high limit will be heading in the right direction. As for our pick, we're gonna go with Rico Abreu. Think he's gonna keep it rolling with Ricky Warner. I think he ends Kyle Larson's dominance, and we'll see what pans out at Eagle Raceway. That's going to wrap up this edition of the Moose's LZ Bar and Grill Weekend Wrap. For more coverage of sprint car racing across the country, check out sprintcarunlimited.com. A yearly subscription is $35, which includes results, features, and a weekly podcast, and much more. And we'll be back next week with another edition of the Moose's LZ Bar and Grill Weekend Wrap.